supernatural. The Torah itself is beyond nature, and there's not a page in the Torah that does not have something that's not supernatural. Today, there is a sect of Jews that like to call themselves rationalists. They're Orthodox Jews. They keep Shabbat, they keep kosher, they keep Tahat Mishpacha, but they call themselves rationalists, meaning that everything has to make sense. Everything has to make sense logically. And supernatural things don't make sense. So one of them made a video. He's actually, unfortunately, a principal of a religious school in Florida. And he made a video where he said that Jews do not believe in miracles. What? Because, so how do you explain Jews don't believe in miracles? So how do you explain all the things like Kriyat Yam Suf, the splitting of the ocean? I mean, if that's not a miracle, what's a miracle? He says, no, this is very easy to explain. Scientists explained it, that there was a tsunami, there was a strong wind that came from the east, and it pushed the water right at the right time that the Jews were about to cross, and split the ocean right at that spot that they were standing in. This is a head of a religious yeshiva, if you will, after. He actually publicized this as this is Limud Torah. This is Limud Torah. This was originally on Hidabrut until we made a call and it's not on Hidabrut anymore, Baruch Hashem. Why? Because it's kfirah. It's heresy. Against heresy you have to fight. You can't stay quiet. The point is, Rabotai, is that people are constantly trying to go away from the Torah. Go somewhere else. But the reality is, without mysticism, there's no Torah. Every single page of the Torah has it. For example, the fact that the whole world started with one person, logically, doesn't make any sense. One person, and then where did the other person come from? From the rib. Go, try to do it here. Try, maybe one of you grab a rib over here. Maybe you can make somebody, like, this is supernatural, obviously. You fast forward, you go to cloning, but cloning needs something. Cloning needs something to start with. Then you see that Adam HaRishon was able to name every single animal with the name that fits it, meaning that the name described the animal itself. For example, a sus, a horse, is called a sus because sus also means something that likes to run forward. And the horse likes to run towards war. And every single animal was named according to what actually it is. If you fast forward to the parasha of last week, we heard about Avraham Avinu. Avraham Avinu heard about his nephew that was captured by the 4 kings. And Avraham Avinu didn't ask too many questions. He took Eliezer, his servant Eliezer, and he went to fight 4 kings. Meaning, he went to fight China, the United States, all of the UK, and the European Union, and Russia, just to throw it in. Avraham Avinu and one other guy. And he won. How did he win? Did he have tanks? Did he have a nuclear weapon? Did he have, what did he have? He had sand. That's what he had. That's what Torah says. He had sand. What did he have? He had sand. And what did he do with the sand? He took the sand, he threw it in the air. That's it. That's all he did. Why? Because every little grain of sand, according to our Torah, turned into a spear and killed people. That's it. And you have an unlimited amount of sand. You throw one little handful, it's 1 billion grains, 1 billion spears. You finish the war in 10 minutes. Meaning, if you don't believe this part, then how did he win the war against 4 kings? If you don't believe supernatural, that means Avraham Avinu is not Avraham Avinu. The same goes with every single part of the Torah if you fast forward to the Shvatim. The 12 tribes, a lot of the superhero movies that you see today that have gained popularity in the last 10 years when they hit the theaters, comic books that have been around for 100 years, practically every single superhero has a source in the Torah.
No kidding.
For example, the Incredible Hulk. The Incredible Hulk, this big green giant. Incredible Hulk is the replica of Yehuda. Why? Because when Yehuda, if you read the Midrash Me'am Loez, when Yehuda got angry, meaning when he was going to war, he would roar, and his roar was so loud, he would break buildings, he would destroy buildings. In addition to that, he was huge and very, very strong and beat a lot of big giants. Yehuda, the son of Yaakov. There's Reuven, Yehuda, and Shimon, Levi, Naphtali, all the Shvatim, the 12 tribes. Yehuda is where the Mashiach comes from. There's another superhero that runs really fast. I don't know what they call him, but he runs really fast. Flash. Okay, Flash is like Naphtali. Naphtali, when the whole thing happened with Yosef Tzaddik, before they knew that Yosef is their brother, before they knew, they were about to go to war with him. And Yehuda told Naphtali, go do a check on all of Egypt and tell us what they have. Naphtali covered all of Egypt in 2 minutes. Now, today, even with a missile, you can't cover all of Egypt in 2 minutes, or in 10 minutes, or in 20 minutes. But Naphtali was able to do it in 2 minutes. How? He was super fast. And if you read the Midrash, and Me'am Loez, Midrash Rabbah, Midrash Agadol, all of the Midrashim, you see that each one of the tribes were literally superheroes that you see today. This is part of the supernatural. You fast forward a little bit more, you go to Kriyat Yam Suf. You have before Kriyat Yam Suf, before the splitting of the ocean, you see that Hashem brought 10 plagues that took the biggest, strongest civilization in the world, the America of its day, with hundreds and hundreds of millions of people, and made them beg their slaves to leave. Why? Because all of a sudden, all of the water is blood. All of a sudden, there's frogs everywhere. All of a sudden, there is huge blocks of ice with lava inside them, which is supernatural in itself, destroying the Egyptians. But the Egyptians weren't a bunch of nothings. They also had powers. The Gemara says that out of all of the kishuf, all of the supernatural, mystical powers of the tum'ah, of the impurity that was given to the world, 9 of them were given to the Egyptians. A lot of people ask, how come the Jews that were actually greater in number than the Egyptians, how come they didn't just leave? Okay, so let's say, the Egyptians beat you up, they kill 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 people, but after a while, if you have 100 million, the Egyptians have 10 million, they're not going to kill all of you. Even if 10 million of you die, there's still 90 million left, and then you go home and you're finished. Why didn't they just leave? Part of the reason is because the Egyptians, the Machshimam, destroyed the morals, just like the Nazis destroyed the morals of the people, where they made the men do women's jobs and the women do men's jobs, which breaks the morals, all the confidence that a person has. But the other reason is because they also had supernatural powers, that anytime somebody tried escaping, the statues would come to life. The statues would come to life and catch them. Catch them, kill them, call the Egyptians, all types of things that are supernatural. This is all part of the basics of our Torah. This is not like Zohar Kadosh. I'm not going into Maaseh Merkavah here. I'm not going into what happened before the world or what's happening in heavens. This is all basics, meaning that mysticism is part of the basics of our Torah.